I met Harper Lane in the most modern way possible, through a gaming forum. I was Liam Carter, the guy with few friends and too much time on his hands. Harper was different. Funny, smart, always online when I was, and she seemed to actually listen. For a kid like me, whose parents barely looked up from their work screens and who was nearly invisible at school, Harper became my favorite notification. Over the next few months, our chats turned personal. She told me about her toxic ex, her trust issues, and her dream of becoming a digital artist. I told her things I never told anyone, how I'd been bullied, how I hated my voice, and how lonely I really was. One night, she said, "Liam, I think you're the only person who gets me." And I believed her. She started sending selfies, blonde hair, soft eyes, a little nose ring. I saved every photo. We planned to meet one day. I even sent her my favorite hoodie, my father's old military one, something I never let anyone touch. Then, one day, she vanished. Blocked me on everything. No warning, no explanation. I spent weeks refreshing her profile. I emailed, I called, nothing. It felt like someone had cut off the oxygen to the only part of my life that felt real. But it wasn't until I returned to school that I understood the cruel joke. One of the most popular girls, Tessa was giggling in the hallway with her friends. On her phone was my hoodie. On the screen was my voice reading cheesy messages I had sent to Harper. Except, it wasn't Harper. It was Tessa the whole time. She catfished me. Every laugh from her group stung like 1,000 paper cuts. And then came the moment that changed everything. Tessa whispered to her friend, "He actually cried when I blocked him." What a freak. That day, something inside me cracked. And I started planning. Not just a comeback. A reckoning. I stopped talking to anyone after that day. At school, I kept my head down. I deleted all my old online accounts. I buried Harper, no, Tessa, in the back of my mind, like a corpse I was saving for later. I watched her, though. Tessa was everywhere, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat. Her life was a highlight reel. Pretty, popular, perfect. Her followers worshipped her. Her classmates feared her. Teachers loved her. Parents trusted her. But no one knew the truth. No one saw what she did to people like me. How she used fake profiles to humiliate kids. I wasn't the first, I learned. There had been others, boys, mostly quiet ones, whose private chats mysteriously leaked and spread like wildfire. And always the same digital footprint behind the scenes. I started collecting. Every comment, every old Reddit post, every Discord message linked to Harper. I traced IP logs. I stayed up learning everything I could about sock puppet accounts, metadata, and audio manipulation. By December, I had a virtual war room on my hard drive, screenshots, audio clips, facial recognition matches, timestamps. Tessa had been sloppy. One night, while scrolling through her tagged posts, I found the trigger I needed. A caption. Surprise drop. My voiceover project for brand Vox just went live. Smiling face studio microphone. It was her voice. The same voice she used to fake heartbreak, to humiliate me, to laugh at me through Harper. Now she'd attached her real name to a commercial gig. And just like that, she handed me the bullet. I created a new identity, Elliot Graves, a friendly digital artist who admired her work. Through an anonymous art platform, I commissioned her for a collab project, offering good money. She replied within a day. "OMG, I've seen your profile, your animations are fire, she wrote. I smiled. The trap was working. I sent her a custom script to record, emotional lines, not unlike what Harper used to say to me. "I should have never hurt you. You didn't deserve what I did." She recorded the voiceover without question. I cleaned the background noise, edited the tone, layered it with background music. Then I synced it to a video of my story. The real one. With every message she'd sent as Harper. Every text she laughed at. Every photo she leaked. Every tear I shed. All paired with her voice, now confessing it all. I created a website. Simple, elegant. www.thegirlbehindthescreen.com. The front page read, "You think you know her. But you only know what she wants you to see." It went live the night before winter formal. I sent the link to the school newsletter under a fake teacher's name. Then I walked into the gymnasium the next night wearing the hoodie she once mocked. And waited. The winter formal was the kind of night our school lived for: streamers, spotlights, rented photo booths. Tessa stood at the center in a glimmering red dress, laughing with a drink in her hand, surrounded by admirers. She didn't know yet. But the countdown had started. At 8:02 p.m., one of the journalism kids got the newsletter on her phone. By 8:05, whispers were already crawling through the crowd. At 8:10, someone plugged a phone into the DJ booth's projector. I watched from the bleachers. The screen behind the stage lit up with a black and white page. The girl behind the screen. Someone clicked play. A video started. Tessa's voice. I should have never hurt you. You didn't deserve what I did. I lied. I played with your heart. Her friends turned toward her in confusion. Then came the texts, screenshot after screenshot of her fake messages as Harper. The leaked photos, the private conversations, audio overlays, laughter, the cruelty of it all. Gasps spread across the gym like fire. A few people screamed when they realized it was her voice narrating the confession. Someone shouted, "Tessa?" Another said, "Wait, is this real?" She ran toward the DJ booth, her heels clacking like gunshots against the tile. "Turn that off," she yelled, voice cracking. "That's fake. It's edited." But it was too late. The school's collective heart had turned against her. People began pulling out their phones. Instagram was already flooded. Hashtag behind the screen. Hashtag cancelled queen. Hashtag Tessa exposed. She looked up at the screen one last time before it cut to black, her own voice still echoing. "I became the villain you warned me about." Her hands trembled. For a second, she looked up, right at me across the room. She knew. I walked out into the cold night air before anyone else could catch me smiling. It had been 3 days since winter formal. Tessa didn't come to school. Rumors said her parents pulled her out. Some said she was transferring. Others claimed she was in therapy. Honestly, I didn't care anymore. Because for the first time in months, I was breathing. No more walking on glass. No more wondering why me. My inbox was full, sympathy messages, people checking in, others suddenly acting like they knew the whole story. But I didn't answer any of them. Except one. Harper. The real Harper. She messaged. "I'm sorry I never realized what she was doing. You didn't deserve that. If you ever want to talk, I'm here." That one made me pause. Maybe someday I'd reply. But not today. Because today, I had somewhere else to be. The sun was setting as I stood across the street from Tessa's house. Same perfect lawn, same glowing windows. She came out with a bag in her hand, probably headed somewhere far from this town, this mess, her own destruction. And she saw me. For a second, her face went pale. She walked over, slowly. Tessa was always dramatic, even now in her hoodie and messy bun. "You did this," she said. Her voice was barely above a whisper. I nodded. "You deserved it." She flinched like I'd slapped her. "I thought," she started, then gave a small, sad laugh. "I thought you loved me." "I did," I said. "But I didn't even know who you were." She blinked. "Do you feel better now?" "No," I answered, "but I finally feel free." She looked like she wanted to cry, but no tears came. I walked away before she could answer. I didn't want apologies. I didn't want excuses. I wanted closure, and I had it now. 1 week later, I posted one final video to my private blog. Just me, sitting on my bed. No filters, no cuts. "Hi," I said. "My name is Liam Hayes. I was bullied, manipulated, lied to, and yeah, I got revenge. Not because I wanted to hurt someone, but because I needed to heal." A pause. "I don't know if what I did was right. But I know what she did was wrong. And maybe some scars deserve to be seen before they fade." Click. Upload. No comments. No tags. Just truth. Epilogue. 6 months later, I got into my dream college. I never saw Tessa again. But sometimes, late at night, I wonder, did she ever grow from it? Did she ever become more than the girl behind the mask? Maybe, maybe not. But one thing's for sure. She'll never forget me. And I'll never be blocked again.